What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the HHA channel. Diabolic Hollow here, and welcome you back to another episode of Extra Credits. We are in our second take of this episode, just letting you know. We're gonna be straight up because we had some little audio difficulties here, but nonetheless, we are here, and I am joined by my HHA podcast co-host One Bamf G,
What's up?
and returning from the depths of CDL training, we have our lovely Ghoul is back.
Yo, what's poppin'?
Hey.
What's poppin'? You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Been gone for a minute. Been handling life and such. I'm a truck driver now. So, yeah, just trying to get back in the flow of making content. Thanks for having me.
Yes,
I'll be
sir.
back on the HHA soon.
Hey.
Yes. We are glad to have you back, man.
Indeed.
Yes, sir.
So, today's episode is about the titular movie, The Batman, directed by Matt Reeves, starring Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, and whoever else. I can't remember the rest of it off the top of my head. But this is going to be a very, I guess, opinionated episode, so just keep that in mind. These are all of our opinions of what we think personally. We're not like, professional critics, movie critics or whatever. We're simply comic book fans and moviegoers, everyday people that, everyone has their own opinions on shit. So this is kind of what this is. Spoiler warning ahead, guys. If you haven't seen the movie yet and you don't want to get spoiled, please pause the video, come back later, put it in your save to watch later list or your queue for later, because we're going to be talking about some heavy spoilers for the movie. I will count down for a spoiler window just in case you didn't hear me. So spoiler ends in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I made a pros and cons list, what I liked, what I didn't like. We'll start off with the positives, and we'll each talk about what we liked about the movie before we get into the negatives and what we didn't like. And then at the end of the video, we'll kind of give each of our overall ratings of what we think of the movie and maybe kind of where we place it on the Batman kind of movie tier list, or so to speak. What I did like about the movie, I thought the Batsuit looked great. It looked really cool. I liked the armored look. It was a very year one long Halloween-esque kind of vibe mixed in with almost like a Dark Knight aesthetic with kind of the tactical armor kind of look to it. I didn't think it was bad at all. I thought Robert Pattinson wasn't bad as Batman at all. I thought he did pretty well acting-wise, being pretty stoic, being that dark figure as Batman should be. And personally, I would place him above Christian Bale, but below Ben Affleck, personally. That's just my opinion.
Fair.
Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, just fine. Great casting. I thought she was fine. Most of her acting I really liked. There was one really cringy dialogue about white privilege that I was like, okay, y'all really had to throw that in there for the woke audience. Okay, whatever. Agenda has got to be filled, I guess.
Wait, what line was that?
Yeah, it was when
I think it was about her dad, right?
Yeah, her and Batman were looking at each other. It was like in the middle.
She said something about rich white assholes or some shit, and I'm like,
yeah,
whoa.
Because she said, "I know you're rich," and then he asked why, and then that's when she was going.
Oh, okay, I remember that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It was literally one line that it was okay, you didn't need to throw it in there. I guess you kind of had to for agenda or woke or whatever. I guess.
Yeah, I remember that. So I remember hearing that, and I was like, okay, it does fit in the mythos of the Wayne family or whatever, or just I don't remember specifically what she was referencing to. I do remember that line though, so it does fit in the mythos, but I feel like it was just out there. You could have, I don't know. It could have been put out there in a different way. I mean, she wasn't lying, but it's just one of those things where it's kind of cringe.
We get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little
Yeah, it was
cringe, a little
forced. Yeah, it was
forced. Like,
forced.
Yeah, this is
I get
Batman.
it. Like, it's true. I agree, it's true. But it was just like.
Let's put it this
is
way: if it was in
really-
a different movie, it would have been acceptable. But this is fucking Batman, so it's like, what's going on here?
Let's see. The guy, what was it? Is the actor? Was it Colin Farrell played the Penguin?
Yeah, which was crazy.
Couldn't recognize him at all. He honestly, his makeup and his costume looked great. I actually I thought he looked like an actual the Penguin. He was pretty good. I thought he was okay. Let's see. The Batmobile. I thought I really liked the Batmobile, and I liked how it was like a muscle car that was kind of upgraded almost. It wasn't too comic booky where it has the bat wings and everything, and it wasn't too Christopher Nolan bat tank almost. It was it was a Batmobile. It was a car. That's what it kind of supposed to be. It sounded crazy too when he started it up in the alley and everything.
Horsepower on that buddy.
Bro, that shit was crazy.
I will say the chase scene was pretty cool. When he thought the Penguin thought he trapped the Batman or stopped him with the semi truck. And you just see the Batmobile just jumping through the fire, and I was like, okay, that's pretty cool.
I got you.
I
got you.
And then
I
that
got
was
you.
fucking music cue right as he was jumping out the flame. Yeah, bro. That shit was sexy. I fuck with that so hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and the shot where it was upside down of him walking, and it kind of parallels. He's a bat. It's bats are, they hang upside down. I thought, that was pretty clever. And adding on to that, the cinematography was great in the movie. I thought it was really good. I think the same guy who did it in this movie did a couple episodes of Mandalorian, did Star Wars Rogue One, and I think did Dune. So all those movies have great cinematic shots, and this is no stranger to that. Let's see, the Batman. Let's see, my notes say the Batman was the shadows. Oh yeah. So they really kind of hyped up, or they really emphasized the mythos of the Batman's kind of always in the shadows. He's always there. He could be lurking in any dark hallway or any dark corridor, and you never know where Batman is. So I kind of like that. That was playing on the the comic book mythos really well. Let's see, the club fight scene I thought was pretty cool. Again, I said it before, but anytime that there's a fight scene or a movie that has a fight scene that takes place in a club, it's pretty cool because they usually kind of match the vibe of the club and the lights and the lighting and the music with the fight scene itself or the dialogue. So that was pretty cool. And I thought the part where he's knocking on the door as Batman was pretty funny, and then he comes back as Bruce Wayne, and then it's okay, that's kind of funny. And the little two grunt dudes at the beginning was oh shit, it's the Batman. He closes the door, he's opens it up, and it's another dude. He's oh shit, it's the Batman. And then it's the same thing with Bruce Wayne later. I thought that was kind of funny. The writing was okay. I didn't mind most of the writing. Some of it was a little cringy with certain lines, certain characters. I'll get into that later. But for the most part, it was decent. It was okay. And then my last good thing that I liked about the movie is that the Batman theme goes pretty hard.
Facts.
I did think that was anytime they actually played it, which is funny because I looked on Spotify for the theme, and the actual part that they use in the movie all the time is the ending of the theme. It's not even the whole theme. It's that kind of it's a little bit of a con at the same time that it's only the end of the theme that you really hear the dun 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 dun. It's still good. I like it. It's something different. It's not the classic Batman theme that we've heard for decades, or even the Nolan Batman theme or anything like that. It's kind of its own thing. I guess I'll hand the mic over to whoever wants to go first and talk about what they liked about the movie, because
let me grace y'all with how fucking fire of a movie this is. Okay, so. And I'ma just say, in my opinion, nah, fuck that. In
your opinion,
nah, but seriously, in my opinion, yo, this is just this is like, bro, and I keep on saying this not just to hype up the movie because I strongly believe this in my world to be true. This is the best Batman movie since the fucking Dark Knight trilogy. Then, and I'm specifically like, if I were to put this Batman movie in order of Batman's, it would be the first one. It just has to be the trilogy with the Joker in it. I forget the specific names. The Dark Knight, yeah, that's just number one for life. Okay,
It's
that
the Dark Knight.
nothing
Yeah,
I don't think will ever
yeah,
beat that
that's
one.
top.
And
That's
then
top.
number two has
Uh,
to be
you
this.
can't beat that
Number
one.
three
Yeah.
is the one with Bane. I think the one after the Joker one. Yeah, that's it. Okay. My
Dark Knight
opinion, when
Rises.
I went to the fucking theater to go see this goddamn movie, I had so many people as I'm sitting here watching the fucking opening credits or just the opening scenes hit my fucking Instagram like, bruh, shit kind of mid, man. No,
Oh,
I actually only had two niggas say this shit was kind of mid. Both of y'all was hitting me up saying this shit's mid. Talking about, oh, this shit mid, bro. This shit mid. I had two of you, both of y'all, and then a couple other people were saying this shit is
Hey,
mid.
bro, I was being
And
honest.
yeah.
I don't know, bro. I don't. I'm gonna just get into the positive though. Why I feel like, and I've been going through and like watching reviews. Shout out to Jeremy Johns. I used to watch him when I was a kid on YouTube. He's a YouTube reviewer that does really good reviews on movies. I watch him and some other people just like talk about movies and stuff. My opinion about this movie is that I really like this movie because it feels like a modern take on like Batman. It's like a modern take on if Batman was real, like what would he like be as a human? Yeah, like what would Gotham City be if it was real? Like take away the
Look like.
aspect of it being like a fictional universe, right? And take away the aspect of Batman
Oh, I
being
see.
like this like super like kung fu martial artist master. Like this Batman reminds me of the Telltale Batman. I don't know if you guys have played Telltale Batman. It kind of reminds me of that. But I'm gonna give some points, okay? I'm gonna give some points. So
I
first
did,
point,
and I
I
think you're
really like.
wrong,
Well, I'm
but
gonna
I'll
just
let you
go into what
continue.
I like because I feel like that my arguments kind of teeter on like the cons, countering your cons. But anyway, so I really like I think the biggest thing, the biggest seller for this movie for me is the combat and the choreography of this movie. A lot of the times, what really turns me off with like superhero movies, and I know Batman isn't a superhero, so to speak, he's like a vigilante. But a lot of the times, what kind of turns me off to these like bigger than life movies or like these, abnormal human movies is a lot of the choreography like will rely on special effects, or you can just like see like the hesitation in people's moves, like it like they try to make it look perfect. In this movie, this fucking movie, the combat is so gritty. It's so like it just feels real. I don't know if it was because I watched this movie in California, and in the theater that I watched it in, they had like the seats were like would vibrate and shake. I don't know if that just added on to my experience. But they would like the seats interacted with the movie. So a lot of the times when like you would see them fighting someone or like punching someone in the fucking face and melting their
Mhm.
shit, like I'm just gonna take the seats out of it. Like I felt like I was that nigga getting my shit caved in. Like the way the camera in a lot of these fight scenes, these action scenes are like one shot. With Batman fighting. Like there's no super fast cuts. There's no crazy camera motions. It feels like I'm watching something like a old, like not an old kung fu movie, but like maybe something like The Raid or like something like a movie that focuses on having. I think the best thing I can. What was it? Was some. What was it like? Who's seen that movie Upgrade? Where they have like where they have like it's usually like one shot and they have like all these fucking
Oh
actions and
I've
yeah,
stuff.
not.
I mean, Upgrade is a
that's
kind of different
fire.
genre, but nevertheless, nigga, the fucking combat was fucking fire. I've never seen such combat in a Batman movie that just made me feel like he was human, and that's what I appreciate this movie about because Batman, he's human. I like he's let's keep it a buck. He's a normal ass nigga,
Mm.
but yeah, listen, yeah, he's Batman. Okay, what does that mean? He's a billionaire. Fucking, he's a billionaire. He's the richest nigga in
No,
Gotham.
he's Batman.
Yeah, who had training, but he's still human. Yeah, but he's still human. Human fucking ninjas get knocked back.
Who had
They just
training.
feel pain.
Yeah,
Like
he was pretty
in
much
this
a
movie,
ninja
you
before
can
that.
tell when he's hit.
Yeah.
You can see him react to it. It's not like he takes a hit and he's like, "Oh, well, that shit wasn't shit."
Oh yeah.
Like you can like he gets hit and he's like, "Oh fuck, I felt that, but it didn't hurt me that bad." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's not like Superman. You can tell like he's reacting to other people, and it just feels real. I don't know how to fully explain it. I've seen clips of like Daredevil in the TV show. I think, yeah, and it reminds me of that. It reminds me of like, yeah, it reminds me of that kind of fighting and how I picture
The
Batman.
Netflix one.
Oh
So
yeah,
definitely the
yeah.
combat is
That
like a
yeah,
really big
I see what you're saying.
plus. I'm trying not to ramble on for too much because I just really love this fucking movie. Um, Cinematography is just brilliant. I love just the shots and the just like the way the movie looks. It encapsulates the. It reminds me of like how the comics look, like how the newer comics look. It just like the gradients in the sky, how like vibrant the contrast of colors is to like his suit or some shit like that. The city just feels gritty. It just feels dark. It feels like damn, like we're in the trenches for real. And like this nigga Batman is the only one that can pull us out. Like it just feels like I'm really like my life is in danger in the city. And I feel like the way the movie starts really kind of captures that, the essence of the movie. Everyone played their role really well. I actually really love the supporting characters. Um, Zoe Kravitz as Selena Kyle did her fucking thing. That's like the best representation of Catwoman I've seen. I don't know. I'm not a Batman head just for connotation. I'm not a Batman head. I'm not a DC head. I'm not a fucking Marvel head. I just like watching these movies from time to time. My favorite super villain anti-hero is Spawn, so that should give you an idea of like this type of shit that I'm into. Uh the Riddler was dope. I really like the Riddler. Again, this movie to me is like a modern take of what Batman is. I really like how they use like social media as like a plot point of the fucking movie. Yeah, the dude got on Instagram Live talking shit. Uh, this
Oh
movie
yeah.
also has like
Oh yeah,
Instagram
also,
Live,
I really
baby.
like
yeah.
I really like this iteration of Alfred. He's no longer like the frail old man we're so accustomed of seeing. He's like, like he's old, but he's like, yeah, because the fucking bomb blew up. That has nothing to do with him being old. It's fucking C4. What are you talking about? You're gonna be in a hospital.
What are you talking about? He got
C4
set in the
blows up your
hospital for like
house.
the second half
the
of the
bomb.
That's
movie.
just how it is. Like that's it, you know. But he's like a younger old man. If that makes sense. Like he's a little past his prime, but he's not like walking around with a fucking cane. I really like that. Yeah, I like this Gordon too. Gordon, everyone did great. Everyone did amazing. Um, again, I really like the comedy in this movie is actually like really intelligent. in a way. Like, it's not cringy. It's not like some shit where it's just like, I guess. Like, I actually laughed. There were some really funny points, like when the Riddler parts, the thumb drive thing, that was hilarious. I actually thought that was pretty funny. Um, yeah,
I will say
yeah.
I
Start
laughed my
fucking talking.
ass off when
Yeah,
he had the DA had the
yeah,
bomb on
and
his
that's the
neck, and
thing. Like,
the Riddler
and
was on his
that's what's
phone,
that's what I
and he
find
brought his
crazy
phone. He's
about
like,
it
"Please let
because
me go," and he's
this
like,
isn't
"Stop
like
talking!
a
Stop
different take
talking!"
on Batman.
I
To where, like,
busted, bro. I
if
was like,
I
"Oh my
picture the Riddler
god."
as a real person having real like mental issues and like being crazy enough to do the shit that he does, I would picture this nigga right here as a real life adaptation for being the Riddler. Like, and which is really dope. Like I really like the horror aspect they bring to this Batman. And the reason why I bring up Telltale Batman, I'm not using this as a direct comparison, but Batman, in the essence of himself, is also a detective to a certain extent. So they also bring the detective side of Batman out in this too, which is really cool. So not only is he out, you know what I'm saying, beating ass, there's dope fucking action scenes. I really love the use of the GoPro in this as well. They have some really dope GoPro shots. Um, it also shows the detective Batman, which is really dope. I actually really like that aspect of it as well. Um, and fuck, bro, like what? I don't. Yeah, bro. I just love this movie, nigga. This is the best Batman movie I've seen in a minute, but it's dope. I could go on for hours, but I feel like everyone did great. The cinematography was great. The combat, the action was great. The essence and the energy of Gotham, and just like you feeling like you're in this city and shit's going down and everyone is there to see it in a modern age is fucking great, and I just love it. I love it.
Hey, for me, I would have to say
Yeah.
the pros for it, like you said, the cinematography was dope. I did like the cinematography. It was very clean. Especially my favorite part was when the vehicle came out of nowhere and it was like dark as fuck and just it lit up. I was like, bro. And the song started hitting. I was like, bro, this is about to go crazy right now. But yeah, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the little cinematic homages, I guess, like you said, with the Batman upside down acting as if it's a bat. That was pretty fire. The acting was good. It was very real, like you said. It felt more gritty, more of a darker side of Batman when he's first starting and he's not knowing how to pull back. This man is throwing some blows. I do like that, especially the I'm Vengeance. That was pretty fire. So yeah, those are pretty cool. I also enjoy, like I said, all the other actors did as well. The
Oh yeah,
suits,
Penguin was great.
cosmetics, all that stuff was amazing. Like you said, I didn't know it was what's his name? Who played Penguin again?
I think it was Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell. Yeah, I had no idea that was even Colin Farrell. I was like, bro, I was like, damn, bro, I legit thought this was an actual human playing, Penguin, because he looked like kind of like him. But that was fire. The suit was extremely fire. I did like the fact that his bat symbol was a knife.
On his chest, on the chest plate.
That
That
shit
was
was
so
pretty fire.
fucking gangster.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was dope.
that was clean. So I did like that. Let me think. Damn, a lot of y'all motherfuckers said.
Oh
the
wait,
same.
hold on.
I mean, not
Can we-
same, but like
Can we
trying to
give
think what else
love
that
to
you
who
haven't said.
played Falcone? like, I'm just gonna say, like, yo, he fucking
Oh, who
killed
played
it.
Falcone?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Like,
that
bro,
guy,
come
bro,
on,
yo.
bro. Like,
yeah.
yeah, I
That's
remember.
the same
Yeah,
dude from
he
Transformers, if you remember, the Sector 7 dude.
he was
He was
great.
That's the
also in
first thing I
another
thought of when
movie.
he
He
showed up
was
on screen,
great,
bro.
bro.
He's just like, I'm from Sector
Everyone
7.
fucking killed it.
Y-
Mhm.
Facts. Oh, yo, and I do like you said, bro. They use the like social media, cause it makes it even more feel like, damn,
Right,
like this Batman right here, it's happening right now. You know what I mean? Like this is the
right.
Batman of right now, of nowadays, 21st century Batman. Um, I did like you said, he's more of a detective. It feels more of like, he's fresh, he's brand new, second year in this. Um, and he's, very keen-eyed and all that stuff. And even just, again, the realness, because if y'all remember when he jumps off that one building, instead of an actual, like, his wingsuit actually or not
Mm,
wingsuit, but his actual cape
yeah.
pulling out and flying, he pulls out a wingsuit and he flies and he hits himself. He's like, oh, damn,
See,
like,
I
oh, that
just,
hit, you know what I mean?
mm.
I enjoy that because the only reason why is because it's the same thing as a car. It's not a Batmobile.
Right.
He actually took an old classic car and made it his own, like, fucking creation. So that just shows me, all right, year 2 Batman, he's just getting a hang of this. He's building his own little things. I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, that's all I could think of. As of right now. I always say I might have to watch it again, but we'll see. Because the cons, same.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch this again, definitely. Like, just to see if I'm as hyped as I am still, but
Right.
I still have that feeling within me because, again, I am not like anybody listening to this. I am not a Marvel dude. I'm not hyped about. Usually, fucking Hollow is the person that hit me up, be like, "Bro, that movie was so," and I'm just like, "Okay, whatever, nigga, you're a nerd," and then just like go about my day.
Hey.
And he'll tell you like, "Bro, nerd," and it's all love, but I just make fun of it because I'm just not into this shit like that. Like. But this shit right here, bro, like, mm, 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 slap.
I guess. All right. So we talked about the pros. Let's move on
Get into
to
the
the
cons?
cons. What
Oh,
we
yes,
didn't like about the
please.
movie. Again, let me reiterate to everyone who's listening or watching. These are our opinions. Don't flame us in the comments. These are just what we think about what we didn't like about the movie. Okay. If you got opinions about the movie, feel free
Nah, I will
to drop
fight
it down
you.
in the comment section below.
I will
And
fight
while
you
you're
in
at
the
it,
comment
No,
section.
I'm just kidding.
no, feel free.
No,
Let
I
let
want
the
to hear
comment
other
section
people.
go wild. Yeah, we will be in the comment
fight you.
section actively, like replying back to comments. So if you
I
got
ain't
something to say,
joking.
please
Yeah.
feel free.
For sure. I was just
And while
joking.
you're there, and while I have you here right now,
Yeah,
don't you
yeah.
forget the like button is free. Drop a like on the video too while you're here. And subscribe to the channel because we got another movie review coming out right after this for Spider-Man, and we got
Yes,
some more
sir.
podcast stuff coming up. So yeah, hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Anyways, moving on. The cons. All right. So it's not like a lengthy list. I just have kind of some notes about the movie that I didn't really like. I think
Talk
the
about
biggest issue for me was the movie felt too long.
Yeah, 100%.
The third act just felt like it kept ending at certain points, and then it keeps going, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I didn't know
Yes,
this movie
dude.
was a 3-hour movie. Holy hell! Like I feel like if you're in a movie theater and you're checking the time to see what time it is, that's not a good sign of the movie's showtime. Personally,
No.
You
Well,
didn't know it was 3 hours when you bought the ticket?
No,
Well, I didn't
but
buy
the
the
thing
tickets,
is,
but yeah, I
but
did
the
not
thing
know.
is, I feel like as far as 3 hours, I would be okay with it if it was 3 hours well spent. And the reason why I say
True.
well
Fair
spent,
enough, yeah.
there is moments where I was like, okay, Like this, you're doing too much.
Some
Like,
some
can
scenes
we
just
end
dragged
it?
on too long.
You know, extremely dragged on. And if anything, if you're gonna drag something, can you drag the action? The action was
Yeah, I
fire,
agree,
but
I
it was
agree.
like 2 seconds. I'm like, bro,
I feel
what
like
is
the
going
action was a
on?
lot shorter than everything else in the movie.
Two
And,
You know,
seconds.
for a Batman
mean, I'm
movie,
exaggerating
I
a
would
little
expect
bit,
a little
but-
more.
Yeah, like at least a 2-3 minute. Yo, bro, we've seen some kung fu movies that'll last like 5 minutes, just nonstop fighting, like a whole action sequence. But these were just like little bits and pieces, and majority of it was like detective mode, which I don't mind the detective mode, but damn, like, yo, bro, like, yo, you were fighting at the beginning. Yo, you kind of clean, bro. Like, let me see more hands. But
I guess adding on to that, I will say I feel like the choreography and the fight scenes was mid to me.
Wow.
We've seen way better Batman fight scenes in any other Batman movies than this. My personal, I think that is better than this, and I already know you're gonna disagree with me on this, Ghoul. But the warehouse scene from Batman vs Superman, by far, is the best Batman choreography action sequence we've gotten. That shit felt like it was straight out of the Arkham games, man. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, that is the best Batman fight scene, and it's a true tragedy that we'll never.
But
get
how
a
many
Batman
times?
like solo
How
film.
many times have we seen that though? Like, how many times have we watched?
We haven't.
No, but
That's
no,
the
but-
point. That was the first.
But this is
time
what I'm
it
saying.
was
But this is what I'm
Arkham
saying.
game.
With every fucking superhero thing that goes on, at least from what I've seen, everybody is a fucking master tactician that is perfectly placed hits and kicks and shit.
No,
Like,
it's Batman.
bro.
Batman. That's
Yeah,
the mythos
he's a
of Batman.
he's
But
damn near a
isn't this
He's supposed to
genius.
be a
Isn't this-
detective, tactician, like ninja fighter that was trained by
isn't
the League of
this-
Shadows, essentially, or whatever.
No,
but-
correct me if I'm wrong, because I've been, like I said, I've been watching other reviewers talk about this movie. A lot of people that have been talking about this movie have said this is supposed to be like Batman's first or second year doing this. His second year.
His second
Okay.
year.
So
yeah, technically, yeah.
Yeah.
where does the master tactician come in? Him being his second year.
Yeah, okay, but the mythos, and he was trained before he
I
became Batman. It
understand.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter how long he's been Batman. He was trained before he became Batman, so he should have better combat skills. I just personally, I thought the fight scenes were mid. Some parts were okay, but for the most part, it was like he was just kind of beating the shit out of people, and it wasn't any like. I'm not gonna say stylish because Batman doesn't have to be stylish, but it was more like. I don't know. I was unsatisfied, I guess I could say, with the fight scenes in the movie.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm kind of just like skimming through the that fight scene, and that fight scene was pretty bad.
I gotta watch this. I don't know what y'all.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Bro, yeah, I put it.
Yeah.
I dropped it, but I don't know. That I feel like that. I know we're not talking about that movie, but I just feel like that was the best choreographed Batman fight scene we've gotten to date. Continuing, I felt like some of the Riddler dialogue was a little bit cringy. Personally, I thought there was some parts of it, and I was like, ooh, it doesn't work. I don't know about that one, Chief. But maybe it was done on purpose, because I guess the dude was, maybe purposely trying to be cringy at some certain points. I don't know. That's a con for me in cringy dialogue. I know you guys liked it, but I personally did not like the removable bat emblem.
What?
That was kind of lame.
What?
Yeah.
If you're gonna have a batarang, pull it out of your goddamn utility belt and have a batarang. Like, and okay, adding on to this, I think it was explained. It wasn't even explained in the movie. It was explained somewhere else in an article that I think his emblem is supposed to be like a reforge of the gun that murdered his parents. But they never talked about that in the movie. They never talked. Why? If it was explained or talked about it one time, I would have been more okay with him removing the emblem. But honestly, he used it one time at the very end of the movie, and that scene was kind of mid of him just like cutting the wire and then falling, and then it's like a shallow water, so he's fine, and it's like what? The consequences didn't feel that big for it. Like he cut the live wire. Cool.
Okay, so
that's it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you keep on going. This pod is gonna be too long if I keep on interrupting you. I'm gonna touch on it later. I'm gonna touch on it.
Let's see. Personally, I did not like Jim Gordon in this movie, and it has nothing to do with race or anything like that. I just honestly, he was a really weak Jim Gordon. He just didn't. I didn't like him. It just did not feel like Jim Gordon to me. Maybe I have Gary Oldstein on such a high pedestal from the Dark Knight trilogy of being a great Jim Gordon, and even J.K. Simmons being a pretty good Jim Gordon. I don't know, like I just wasn't a fan. I didn't like a lot of his dialogue with Batman because he kept calling Batman like man and dude and shit, and I was like, what? Like he's like, hey dude. I'm like, what? Jim Gordon, he's a fucking, well, at this point he's a detective. Like, I don't know. You'd think he'd be, I don't know. I didn't like it. It's weird. Let's see. Oh, here's a good one. The trailers for this movie showed way too much of this movie.
Yeah.
Can we agree on that? 100%.
I agree.
The trailers,
yep.
Like it felt like the whole time I'm watching this movie, I've seen this before. I've already seen this. There wasn't a lot that was surprising or like new. Like maybe the what's the word? The advertising department just did a bad job and just released too much footage in the trailers.
I think so.
But I feel like it showed way too much in the movie because it just felt like I've already seen this from the trailers. Like you want to leave a little bit to like, tease people for the movie, and then, leave the rest of it to experience when you actually watch the movie itself. So I just felt like trailers showed way too much of the movie before the movie even came out. Let's see. It felt like it was kind of hard to keep track of time in the movie. I don't want to say there was a lot of jump cuts, but it felt like it wasn't like chronologically it felt weird at certain points, and I don't know how to like detailedly explain it.
I think I know
what
what you're. Okay,
it felt like it was hard to
this
keep track of time.
But do you think it's because? And I like this, and I also dislike this. Do you think it's because if you notice, most of the movie takes place at night, which is good, but it's kind of weird because you kind of like lose track of like things in the whole movie feels like it took place in like 2 days.
Yeah, it feels like no time is being passed.
Yeah, but also like I was like I kind of want to see more.
Exactly.
Of, like, Bruce Wayne type of thing. That was me. I did want to see more Bruce Wayne himself, but but
Right.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Let's see. I know you guys liked it, but I thought the squirrel suit was lame as fuck. I thought that was so fucking lame. Dude, you can have a realist. Dude, the Nolan trilogy did it, where he had the carbon fiber cowl wings, and it looked like his cape, and it was still like a glider. That looked cool. They could have done that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I thought the squirrel shit was lame as fuck. Personally, I was just like, whatever. Okay, they let the penguin go after he murders people on the highway. What the fuck? They just leave him there. They don't get anyone to pick him up. Jim doesn't take him to the department to lock him up, or even Batman doesn't take him. They just let him go. They just let the penguin go.
Well, doesn't that have to do with because Batman was chasing him, which kind of started all that shit, and that he wasn't even the one that they were looking for. So is he really at fault? I guess I see your point, but
he's still a villain though.
But he didn't do anything.
I mean,
you can't.
Think he would at least.
He just runs a strip club. He didn't really do anything.
Bro, he was also selling drugs and shit, and who knows what else. I mean, he tried to attack the dudes in front of the cops. You'd think that would arrest him at some point, but no.
Yeah, he was selling eye drops.
Yeah. He literally had the whole Gotham PD and the criminal justice department in his back pocket because he peddled them fucking drugs. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of weak. They just let him go.
That is true.
And adding on to that, Batman just beats the shit out of people and he doesn't apprehend them. There's no there's no rounding them up or tying them up for cops to come pick him up. It just feels I don't want to say he was a bully, but he just feels like he beats the shit out of people and then moves on to the next thug he beats the shit out of, and just kind of just kind of leaves like bodies in his wake, and it's like, okay. Let's see. Oh, so it felt like in the highway chase scene with the penguin, they killed like how many people, and they didn't bring it up once. You would think Jim Gordon would bring it up or bring Batman in to talk about it, but it felt like there was no consequences for that whole highway chase scene. Like there were so many cars and people in that. You gotta think there's people in those cars driving, and maybe families and kids and stuff. And they're just barreling through cars. And fucking Batman just barrels through a semi truck that lit on fire. And it's like, no consequences. You're not going to talk about this. There's not even like, like a news showing of like, 18 dead and highway chase scene of the Penguin or some shit. Like they just kind of breezed past it. Oh, next thing. Let's move on to the next scene. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little too nitpicky on my cons. But that's just
no. That makes sense though. I feel you on that though, because they do like there are some things are just kind of like, well, yeah. I do remember seeing something like that on the news, because they do show like events that happen in the background on the news, but like it's just that like it's not like a major like focal point of the rest of the movie. So I feel what you're saying.
Yeah. Let's see. Personally, I thought the Catwoman mask was lame as fuck. It was literally just a ski mask that was cut out, like, and then the only part that I liked about her mask is that every time she talked, she took it off, and I was like, okay, I don't have to see this stupid fucking mask anymore. And they barely showed it in the movie, which I was fine with, but I thought her mask was really lame. Let's see. I got a couple more left, and then I'm done with my cons. That Nirvana song, it's ruined now. It's being so overplayed everywhere. I can't listen to it anymore, man. It's so redundant. It's everywhere, man. And I guess it's not like a negative on the movie. It's like an after effect of the movie.
Where are you hearing it? Because that's like the first time I've ever had it. Oh.
Fucking Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all kind of like wherever people want to make edits, it's just everywhere. It's that Nirvana song, man. It's ridiculous. And then my last one. You're probably gonna disagree with me, but honestly, I thought his detective work was a little rudimentary. Like it didn't feel like he was being a great detective. Like the detective scenes we saw where he came into a crime scene and then looked around. He maybe like pointed out one or two things, and that was kind of it. And then he ripped up the carpet and shit, and then he deciphered the code. And he had Alfred decipher the code. He didn't even decipher the code, really.
Oh, yeah, that is facts.
I don't know. It felt like this was supposed to be like this detective crime drama thriller. There wasn't, in my opinion, a lot of great detective work. It was just very rudimentary, like base level kind of detective shit. So that's how I feel. That's my pros and cons. I'll let you guys talk about what you didn't like, and then we'll move on to final ratings.
I don't got a lot of shit. You already know. Y'all already know how I feel, boy.
Fair. Yeah. Okay, so for myself, I felt like you said, it was long, and for me, that's fine if it's long, but use all the scenes to your advantage, because there's, again, scenes that just, like, bro, you could easily just not have this. Like I'm getting like almost damn near a whole minute of staring at each other. Like, bro, can you not?
Yeah. Or like the whole bike scene. It was like 5 minutes long of them just like riding bikes together. I'm like, was this needed?
Yeah,
was this whole scene needed?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, some of these scenes are just dragged out to me. Because there's, like, for instance, I don't want to compare it like side by side with Spider-Man. But, spoilers alert also for Spider-Man. But pretty much, if you haven't watched it, then you suck. But anyways, as far as for Spider-Man, it's like when I'm in a movie theater, I try to go to the restroom beforehand. Yeah. Because you already know I ain't trying to miss shit.
Yeah.
But 100%. With Spider-Man, it's like every single moment you do not want to miss.
Yeah, you don't want to leave.
No, absolutely not. With Batman, if I would have known, there would have been moments I could have went to go take a piss.
Oh, 100, dude, I agree.
You know what I mean?
That happened. That literally, I can't. This is funny. That happened to me during this when I went to go see it. I had to pee so bad during the movie, but I'm so traditionalist that I can't leave during a movie to go pee unless it's like so bad that I don't care. But like looking back, I could have definitely like dipped out, taken a quick piss, and then come back and really not missed anything. You know?
That's what I'm saying. And it's like, bro, Spider-Man used every single portion of its movie
I
to
agree.
give me everything. And I'm like, damn, every second was like, bro, I need to stay in my seat. I need more. This one was like, oh my God. There's moments where I'm like, bro, I understand it's supposed to be darker and grittier and more like adult-esque, but it's like, oh man, all right, this is getting intense. Like, can I? Are you gonna give me something here in the next few minutes? If not, like, I'm about to dip and go take a piss, and then they might give me a little something. I'm like, okay, cool. Another thing that I did not like was, I don't know. I guess is it supposed to be because it's a darker scene where I feel like, this guy Patterson, he's playing a Bruce Wayne, which is cool, but it felt like a depressed Bruce Wayne. I don't know. That's just me. Where it was just, I
Well,
get
I
you.
think
You
I
know
get
what
that
mean?
because didn't the movie open up on like the anniversary of like his parents' murder?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, because he's supposed to be like really early 20s, so I kind of understand that.
Oh, okay. But didn't that happen when he was a kid? Like, I understand. Like, I get
Yeah.
it. It sucks, but I don't know. Maybe
Yeah, I
maybe
guess
I'm
at some
just
point
stupid.
Yeah.
he did a little too, you know, like he
Yeah.
was just like, "You're not my dad, Alfred," and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, and then his hair is over his eyes, and then with the
Oh, yeah,
black
the
shit
whole
around.
time
I'm
he
like,
had the
I
emo
fuck with
haircut
it. Like,
going.
it's
That's
just
what
the
I'm
A.
saying,
I don't
and
know.
I'm
Maybe
like,
it's just the aesthetic.
dude.
For me. Like, I just like,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I mean, even in small details, I feel like they captivate on that though with the small details. Cause like okay, so you remember when they're like going over the paper and shit, and Alfred is like reading the paper, and then he goes into the sunlight, and he just like looks, and he's like, it hurts his eyes. Like, it's like, damn, yeah, I was like, that's a small detail. Yeah, it's like, bro, this nigga just be inside
yeah,
all
yeah.
day in the dark.
Yeah, he
Like,
puts on the
of course
glasses.
he's gonna, on top of him, you know, his parents and shit, like, you know, he don't, I don't know. Maybe that's just me, like, it just, I don't know, bro. Like I said, it's modern. To me, it's like modern Batman. I can picture a 20-something-year-old Batman being like this, going through this shit he has to go through,
That's what I'm saying.
especially like with the city and having to deal with like all them fucking scars on your back and battle wounds and like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Yeah, I feel you on that, and that's what I'm not mad at that part because it does feel real. I'm just more mad at the fact that it's like, bro, I don't know, just for being a long movie, like I need you a little bit more upbeat, bro. Like I get you could be sad about it and all this stuff, but it seems like he's, I guess, pissed off at the world in a way, and I don't blame him,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's kind of like what Catwoman said, like, yo, I know you rich, like. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
bro, you haven't struggled ever in your life.
That's
The only
real.
time you're struggling now is because your parents died. You know what I mean? I don't know, but that's just me. Like I said, I'm okay with it, but it was a little too much. Like I needed more of a Batman where it's like, yo, I'm vengeance and I'm gonna fight for the people.
And the monologues.
Which we did technically at the end, you know, with the hey, follow me. But
3 hour.
I don't know. I just need more for the fact that it's like, yeah, 3 hours long. You know,
Wednesday,
It's
5:45
like,
p.m.
jeez.
I had to
But,
take a massive shit and Alfred had to wipe for me.
He's not my dad. But yeah, man, it's I mean that what else did I not like? I don't know. I said about the action. The okay, yeah. So there's certain, like you said, certain consequences where I was like, okay, like nothing's gonna happen. Like you left Penguin alone.
Yeah.
Not only that, you literally, there's been some other people that just died, but then again, for me, that's like a love-hate. The only reason why I say that is because it's kind of real. where it's like almost like Invincible, where it's like, yo, superheroes, imagine if they were real, a lot of people would die, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of see it as that parallel where it's like, damn, bro, you know, I mean, if Batman was a legit dude that's doing this, people are gonna die because of the nonsense that he's, I don't want to say nonsense, but you know, him chasing a man.
crusade.
And yeah, exactly.
But
So
what did he
I
really do,
understood
though?
that, but at the
Like,
same
what did
time,
he
it's like,
really
damn,
do?
no consequences for the Penguin. You realize what he just did. And then he hit the semi truck, which ended up making that spin out and pretty much explode with a tanker truck. You know what I mean? Like, that's like driving reckless in order to cause, you know, a traffic stop or an accident, so it could cause traffic. So Batman could be like, oh damn, now I have to make a U-turn. You know? So I mean, that part again was cool, but the consequences part, like, yo, bro, you know, and then drugs and all that other stuff. The Riddler was cool, but just there's certain parts where I'm like, bro, I get you're, you know, kind of mentally unstable up there, but come on, bro, like, you know, like when he was on Instagram Live and, you know, he's just screaming like a lunatic. I mean, I get it, but I don't know, it's kind of weird.
Boy was
another-
pulling out that inner
Yeah,
Kanye.
yeah, bro.
yeah.
Like, okay. But the Joker, I did not like the Joker. Who is that?
Yeah, that. I didn't
Why
like
is
that.
he
Yeah,
there?
that
Your
was-
laugh is not correct.
That was definitely deliberately done for the studio to say, yeah, we're making a trilogy.
Nah.
Which is fine with me, but yeah, nah. If you're gonna if that's the Joker that I'm gonna be seeing in the next few years, then I don't know about that, bro. You're gonna have to awe me, bro. Ain't no way.
I will say though, it's gonna be really hard to top some of the best Jokers that we've gotten in.
But we know
cinematic and
this.
even
We know
voice
this.
acting
For
history,
me, it wasn't even
because
about
personally,
that. I'm not
nothing's gonna
looking for
top
because
Heath
I like I already
Ledger and
said.
Mark Hamill as
The
the
best
Joker.
Joker there
100%.
is in the best Batman movie there will ever be.
Yeah.
Is that one, right? So I'm not looking for something to top that. I'm looking for, can I believe that this is this character? And I
There's the Heath Ledger one.
Yeah.
and I hit Hollow up on Instagram, and I I hit Hollow up on Instagram. It was either Hollow or someone
And that
else.
could, I
After
can't
I
believe
told him I
it.
was done watching the movie, I was like, oh yeah, and that reveal at the end. I was like, that was, yeah, okay. I was like, yo, Two-Face is gonna be in the next movie. He was like, what? I was like, yo, Two-Face. Like, he was like, oh no, his laugh.
Oh,
And
yeah, that was
I just
me.
like
Yeah.
sat there and I was looking at my phone and I was like, oh, that was the Joker. I was like, that did not sound like the Joker. Like, what?
Yeah, see, no,
Yeah.
I corrected you because I thought the same thing
Right.
when I first saw it. Because the first clip you get is like you see like the left side of his face is kind of scarred up. So I was like, oh, okay, they're doing Two-Face again. That's cool. That's like, you know, the OG Batman that we got with what was it, Clooney or Keaton, whatever, whoever it was.
yeah.
But it was like Tommy Lee Jones. I thought I was like, okay, cool. And then as soon as I heard them like busting out laughter, I was like, oh no, they're gonna do Joker again.
Yeah, especially after he said when they paint you as the clown, and then he did the laugh. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
there it is.
It's like, man, that's too predictable. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many
Well,
other
it was
like
that
Batman
bad.
villains
I don't
that
think it was
you don't
bad.
have to do the Joker, man. And we still
was a
have the bad
different
taste in
Joker,
our mouth
though.
from
It was
Leto
like-
that I was just like, man,
Yeah.
we could wait.
I don't think it was that bad.
Yes, I fucking hate
Leto?
Leto.
I like to
Yeah.
think of it like,
He was like a
I like to
gangster
think of it
Joker, like
yeah,
old
like
school
the Justice
gangster.
League movies,
He
right?
just
Like,
guess.
okay.
wasn't the Joker though.
Like, do you want the newest one
I
that
don't know.
came
I
out,
don't know. He was.
or do you
yeah.
like the?
He's the
oldest
weakest
one?
one.
The older one.
Yeah.
I don't know the fucking director names because, like I said, I don't fucking watch movies like this. Okay, that Joker was Josh. Whedon, whatever.
So
That
the
was him.
theatrical Justice League was
And it was
Josh
just like,
Whedon,
yeah, this
and
is
the
serviceable.
Snyder cut was obviously
Yeah,
Zack Snyder.
He's the Joss Whedon of Jokers. Like, it was serviceable, right? Like, it did its job. It is what it is. Like, it's just a different.
He's the Joss
take on
Whedon.
the Yeah, that's how I think about it. Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
terrible.
Oh my
He stayed,
god.
but it was just like,
I'm gonna
I need a
use
little bit
that.
more than that. So
Jared Leto is the Joss Whedon of the Justice League.
yeah,
Oh.
Yeah. Like
right.
I needed that because you put it at the end purposely so you could
Yeah.
hype me up,
Yeah.
but that didn't hype me up. You know?
Yeah, it was kind of like an eye roll, like, oh, of course. Like,
Okay.
obviously, you can't have Batman without the Joker. It's like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many like other cool Batman villains that we could get that
Facts.
we haven't seen in like over a decade or so
For real.
on the big screen. So I think like they could go the whole Mr. Freeze route. They could go Two-Face again. We could see Clayface. There's so many villains that they could do.
could've done
Man,
Clayface.
we could do Man Bat. We can have Azariel. We could have Red Hood. We could have Arkham Knight. Like, there's so many different like options to choose from that
Yeah,
they
you can
just
even
like.
talk about the
No,
owls.
we gotta, yeah, over the owls. I would love to see a Court of
You
Owls.
know what I
Batman
mean? The
movie.
Court of
I think
Owls?
that
Hell
would
yeah.
be fire, and I think honestly that would fit with Pattinson's Batman, low key. I feel like if maybe here's my hypothetical redo of the Batman. Instead of the Riddler, it's Court of Owls. And
That
that's
would've
how
been
he
fire.
learns that his dad was like this shady dude, is because he had ties to the Court of Owls this whole
See,
time.
that would have been that would have been way
Perfect
better. I mean, you could have
explanation.
had that Riddler, but at least have like a Court of Owls type of thing going on with it.
Yeah, reintroduce like a Talon here or there,
Yeah, and then at the end, it's like, oh, is that the Court of Owls? Oh,
Right.
dude, they're gonna talk about the
Yeah,
Court of Owls.
and
You know
what
what I
they
mean?
could have done is not even
I would've
bring
done it that way.
You could keep Riddler as the main focus of the villain
Yeah,
in
that's
this movie, and then
that's what I'm
have the
saying.
Court of Owls be in the next movie. Like their presence is like being teased here and there, and then you lead in with the end of it instead of the whole Joker scene at the end. That would be like my personal revision of the movie.
That would have been
Okay.
fire.
I
I
feel
would
like
have been
yeah,
super
that-
excited.
Yeah, that, I think that would've been
Yeah,
a little
I
bit
gotta
better.
That would've
I got
probably
a cou-
changed
I got
my
a
mid
couple
to a little bit
negatives.
higher than mid.
So I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, my overall
You know?
score of this movie is a solid like
Let's
9.
see. You got anything
If not a
negative?
9,
Ghoul?
it's like an
Any cons?
8.75. But I'm gonna give it a 9 because well, I'm not even gonna go that far, but like some of the things I don't like about the movie, yeah, I do feel like some of the scenes were a little too long. Like, and how do I put this? Like, I enjoyed the scenes for what they were, but they definitely could have been shorter. Um, and this kind of goes back to what I was saying again, making the Telltale Batman comparison. I'm not directly comparing them, like as far as in the essence of the show, but if you've played Telltale Batman, spoiler, if you get towards the end, you have the choice of leaving with Selena, Catwoman, or like staying. And I swear, someone played that game and like influenced this scene because at the end, she she pulls up on Batman with a motorcycle, and she like they do the almost kiss thing, and then that's when you make your choice. But if you choose no, Batman sits there and she rides off on the motorcycle, and for a little bit you like follow her and you're like your Lambo, and then she kind of like
Okay.
drives off into the smoke. So that like really brought me back to like Batman Telltale. But like I don't like that scene they're just like riding together like through the just on motorcycles. Like it's cute, yeah, but like why? Like okay, just say bye. Like I kind of just like yeah, you could just be like bye, Selena, and she's like oh whatever, and then she drives away. Right, like Gotham needs me, and that's literally what he says.
That's what I'm
What I'm saying?
saying.
He's like, I can't go
Christ.
with you type of
They
thing.
could have just cut it there.
That's
They really
literally
could have
how
just cut it there.
Batman Telltale goes. If you choose that ending.
I got no time for hoes when
'cause he
Gotham
wants to
needs
rebuild the
me.
city. Anyway,
Right.
that shit lasted a little too long. The fucking Batman visiting Riddler in prison. That shit was like it was it was kind of cringy. Like I don't know what happened with the acting in this scene. Like it was like it just felt like it it felt like he was acting too hard in this scene. Not both of them, because
Oh
Yeah.
throughout the entire movie, right? You
I
have
forgot about that
Batman
scene.
where he's a calm, and I put calm in quotation. He's a calm Batman where the most aggression you'll get out of him is when he's whooping somebody's ass. Yeah. Yeah, okay, stoic. But like the most aggression you'll get out of him is when he's in combat. Outside of that, he's in the shadows, he's observant, he's stoic, right?
He's stoic.
He's talking to the
He's not
Riddler,
calm,
who's
he's
already
stoic.
behind bars. I get the Riddler at this point is revealing his master plan, but he doesn't even know what it is, and he's like banging his fucking forearm on the glass, like, "Tell me, what did you do? What is it?" It's like, bro, this is not you. Like, I get it, but you don't even know what's going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just feels kind of out of character, and the the Riddler definitely was speaking way too long. Like he was really feeling himself during that role. Like he was, yeah, that monologue. The Bruce Wayne. Yo, I was in the theater.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you see the
Monologuing.
camera. Because my idea was like, oh shit, he's really telling the world his identity. Because
Bro,
the
yeah, and the
fucking
whole
film
time it was
camera
like you thought he
on
knew who he
purpose
was, and then he
points
was like,
to
"Nah, I don't
the
actually know it's
surveillance
Bruce
camera,
Wayne." I'm like, "What?"
pointing at him in the cell and looking at Batman, and he's just saying, Bruce Wayne, Bruce Wayne, Bruce Wayne. And you mean to tell me none of these niggas in the fucking prison were like, oh shit, that's Bruce Wayne? Like,
Right.
nobody? That's like you're like, and then another plot point. Man, I don't even think, I think that's just a plot issue. Like I don't know if
Right.
that's because even on top of that, like another plot issue I had.
See, that's
with
why I was
this
talking about
scene, this
rudimentary
last scene
detective
kinda
work. Like,
killed
you
some
would think
things for me.
some of the cops
Where
would be
like, so if
smarter.
you go
Like,
back
come
earlier
on.
in the movie, and he had that dark web like live chat when he had the encrypted video about, you know, the day of all days or some shit like that, the plan to flood Gotham, and like you think he's about to tell their identity because the title of the video is like unmasking Gotham or something, and you're like, oh shit, like he's finna tell everybody he's Bruce
Oh,
Wayne.
right.
No, he doesn't do
Mm.
that. What? You mean to tell? Now, granted, his plan was it was a great plan. I'm not gonna lie. I actually did not see that coming.
Yeah, and you're
You're
like,
going
damn,
to
he's about to
flood
give him a
Gotham.
mask, boy.
What? That's fucking genius. But you mean to tell me that you grew up with this nigga? You were the real orphan, right? And you knew who he was from the jump, and your part of your final plan was not to tell the world that he's Bruce Wayne. I would have been 3 times hyped for the next fucking movie. I would have been so fucking gassed to see the next movie and everyone knows he's Batman. Like, and then even towards the end, dude, even towards the end of the movie, what does he say? Batman, he's like, I think there's not gonna be a Batman anymore or something like that. Like, to Gordon. Doesn't he say that? He's like, I think Batman's time has come or something like that. Like, what? I feel like when they were writing the script, they were like, hey, you know, someone's like, maybe we can reveal their identity. And then they played around with it for a little bit, and they were like, nah, flood the city
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
rebuild. And like the mayor gets shot, like, you know what I'm saying? But then like the mayor gets shot, and then she's like, okay, I get paramedics were there, but a sniper shot to the shoulder. There are 7 other people on the and they all missed. Like you did hear sniper shots going off while after the first shot.
Yeah,
but
she
it's
takes a
like,
sniper shot to
so
the
we're
shoulder.
not gonna show anyone
Mhm.
else getting shot. Gordon didn't
Oh,
get
and then
shot.
there's 7
When
yeah,
she
there's
got
7
shot and
snipers
Gordon
and
ran
they all
Oh,
miss.
yeah.
They all
stumbling
miss
to
from
pull
that
her
far
back,
away.
He didn't get shot.
What?
I was like, okay, like, and then another dragged out scene was okay, so let's say you're a villain, right?
Nope.
If you find a way to corner Batman, have him hanging off the fucking rafters, you're going to approach him slowly, stare him in the eye for 3 minutes, and then reload your shotgun after 3 minutes of looking at him. Like, what are you doing? Save it. Kill him. Is this not the purpose of the final mission, the flooding the city? That probably would have destroyed Gotham.
That's what I'm
right
saying. A
there.
lot of staring, bro.
You're just gonna watch him hang.
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna do. Okay. Like shit like that is kind of like, I mean, these are tropes in a lot of hero stories. Well, someone eventually has to be saved type of thing. The villain never truly wins. Usually someone comes in to stop it. That was Catwoman, okay. But it just could have happened a lot sooner, I feel like. Yeah, like that shit. I was watching it and I was attentive to the screen for like the first 10 seconds. And then for some reason in my head was going like this. Oh fuck, he's hanging. He's
That's
back
what
up
I'm
again.
saying,
And then
bro.
I'm just
Like,
silent.
Jesus.
And then I'm like, is he gonna kill him? Bruh, kill him. Kill him. Like, I was rooting for the villain. Like, I was rooting for the thug to kill him, and he just gets his ass beat. And it's like, alright, well, that was kind of like a waste of screen time. Yeah. Mm, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Right? That's like my biggest gripe.
That shit was mad weak.
Because it's like, bro, can you not
else?
drag
What
this? Can you
else?
just get to the point? Like, there was moments like what you were saying, Hollow. You said, bro, I felt like it was about to end, and all of a sudden, continuation.
I definitely
I'm like,
did
bro,
wanna see more
huh?
Bruce
Yeah,
Wayne in this film. Just because like most of this did take place at night, which I'm not necessarily mad about, because in a lot of the older movies you saw more Bruce Wayne. I would argue you saw more Bruce Wayne than Batman. This is kind of like the reverse, where you see more Batman than Bruce Wayne. But I would just kind of like a good balance, like the interaction with Falcone. Yeah, like it's the whole point is both sides. Like you're one person playing two roles. You're playing two worlds. Yeah, that's the whole point of Batman. And the interaction with Falcone was actually pretty cool. It was really intense. I really fuck with
Yeah, 'cause
that.
that's the whole
They're
point.
pulling up
Yeah.
in these fresh ass old timey cars. That was fucking fire. Um,
Yeah, you have
the 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 shit where like the fucking Riddler crashes that car into the fucking funeral and shit. That was crazy. I don't understand why so much screen time was given to the kid of the dude that died. Yeah. Like for some reason the camera is just so intent on like focusing on him, and like Bruce Wayne is just like, it makes you feel like he's looking at him. Yeah, like staring at him like what does he know? Like it is the Riddler did
Yeah,
something to him.
Bro.
He's just
I
like,
thought they were gonna
no,
allude to
protect
like
him from
some
the car.
Robin
And
shit, but then they're like,
and then
nah,
that's it.
nah.
Like that's the last time you see of him. That's it. And then you focus on Selena's sister, and then it's just like, all right. Which again, what
Staring.
does Selena's sister have to do with the story? Like, from a major plot point. Maybe I thought they were related.
Are you talking about the Russian chick?
No, that's her
Wait,
girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought.
Okay, well,
I'm
because I mean, she
confused.
was
I
calling her
thought-
baby, but I just think that's just how like they talk to each other.
I thought they were
Yeah,
lovers.
like, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
Because
See what I
No
mean?
idea.
Oh my god.
well,
All right, well that's another
you know-
con then. We don't know who the fuck this character is. Very
Yeah.
confusing.
Well,
I think that- yeah, I
Catwoman
thought that was
is
just a
like-
term of
Catwoman is the
endearment.
type of girl, like, you ever
Oh, okay. I
That's
took
just
it
how
to
Selena
I took it at
talks.
face
Right,
value
like, she
because
calls you
we
love
all
and all
woke
this other
nowadays,
stuff
so
like
I took
that,
it at
like-
face value.
Yeah, that's how I picture Selena. So that's why I was just like, oh, that's like her sister or something. I could have sworn that she said it was her sister or something. I don't remember.
I thought she was just a friend.
It's I don't fucking know, but we can mark that as a con. God damn it. And then this is my last con, but I would have really liked to see more tech.
Oh, I
Yes.
see. Yeah, yeah.
Batman.
Yes, yes.
This is
100%.
like, Yeah,
Even
'cause
if it's year one, it should be at least like some batarangs or like some shit. All we saw
where
was a
there was a
grappling hook.
batarang. There
No,
was a
no, it was
batarang.
it was
Maybe it
it
is.
was a knife
I
in the
wouldn't be
emblem, and
It
that
was
was
a
it. He didn't
batarang.
throw it. He used it. He was a knife. He didn't throw it. That's not
He
a
uses the
batarang.
batarang for multiple
Yeah.
things. It's sharp. He cuts
What?
shit. Get out of here. He used them as knives as well. All right. Anyway, I just
Oh.
there definitely should have been more tech included. And then Alfred didn't die. I get. I mean, I get like the fact that it's C4 and he threw it in time, but if it's C4, I don't know about you. I understand that miracles happen, but you're probably gonna die. Like I don't get that. And the fact that the Riddler didn't think that, I just think, I don't know, I feel like they kind of undermined the personality of the Riddler in this just a little bit, because you wouldn't think, if he went through all the trouble of doing X, Y, and Z, you would think that he would make sure that if he knew who Bruce Wayne is, that he would be the one to get the bomb. Like, I don't know, that's just me. Like, that part was just like, yeah, like you didn't calculate that. Like, you didn't see that. I get no plan is perfect, and that's what he mentioned when he was in the prison cell. Like, oh, I didn't see that coming. But, and then on top of that too, you know what? His ideology is kind of stupid. Like, his ideology of him really thinking that him and Batman would be in a cell together after he
Like, he
got
didn't calculate
caught,
him being there.
because
Yeah.
he calculated that he would get caught, but he didn't calculate that. Maybe I'm not understanding that, but I just think that's kind of weird. My ringtone. I just think that's kind of weird. Like you really thought
Right.
that him and you really thought that you and him were gonna be in the cell together.
I think the only reason why he thought that way is because he was like, all right, well, if you're all about justice and vengeance, then us unmasking the corruption within Gotham, that should be the right thing, right, Batman? And he's like, bro, that's right, but you're kind of killing people in the same way, so...
And then he freaks out, but it's like, you didn't think of that. Like, you're killing people. You
Facts.
hit in a nigga's car and put a bomb on his neck.
Yeah.
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
facts.
It's like, you didn't think that? Like, kind of weird. But I mean,
Kinda.
outside of that, kind of weird. But I feel like he played really well for a crazed person. Because
For
if
sure.
someone's crazy enough to be the Riddler in real life, he would be a school shooter with a social media following, and this is exactly what the
Fair.
Riddler is. And this is like a very based example, but he played his part well. It was very believable Riddler for the real life setting. So yeah, that's it though. It's still like a 9, like an 8.75.
All right, so yeah, well, since we're here, let's go ahead. You said your final rating's a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Right? 9 out of 10. Okay. Personally, my rating is 6.5 out of 10. It's not like a 5, but it's a little bit higher.
6.5.
6.5.
Yo, you're
That's my rating.
bugged. No.
Fair.
I will stand by it.
Wait,
You want
wait,
to
wait,
fight
wait,
me in the
wait. So
comments?
just
Go ahead.
because- What? 6 point? All the dislikes
Look,
you gave does not go to
Look,
I gave my reasons.
I will say I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 5 or 7 out of 10. But I have to watch it again. It may change, but I'm sticking by it right now.
Yeah. As of this right now, I've only one watch through. Again, I think
Yeah.
it's mid to 6.5. I can't even give it a 7 personally.
You know what though?
That's my opinion.
I'll side with your opinion, because I've been like reading articles of these niggas talking about how like some of these people really believe it's mid because of like they're just going like the comics. So I'm glad you didn't like make that your whole argument, because a lot of these motherfuckers are just going off the comics of Batman.
Oh, it has to be like
Yeah, and
exactly
right.
verbatim.
and they're
from the
not
fucking-
No, yeah, that's
they're not
fine if it
understanding
doesn't have
that
to
this is
be.
a different Batman. This isn't like this is a different take on who Batman is. Like you just gotta kind of roll. It's an adaptation or whatever. Is what you call it. Yeah, that's just my thing. But like, come on, bro. Like we just gonna. How many times have we known the story of Bruce Wayne getting killed in the street? Like how many times do we want to see that shit?
Yeah, I will say I'm glad that they
Yeah.
didn't reiterate his backstory, and we didn't need to see the origin story again. I think that's so
Yeah.
tired
Do
out at
something
this point.
fucking
So
new.
that's good. I'm glad they didn't do that. But I'm gonna stand by my rating. Yeah, that's kind of it for this episode, guys. Some very opinionated shit that we talked about. If you stuck around for the whole episode, thank you so
Drop that
much. Drop a like. If you guys anything to say in the comments, you want to argue against my opinion or Bam's opinion or
let's
even
argue.
Ghoul's opinion, come on, we'll be in the comments actively, replying back, liking stuff. Let's get a conversation going about the Batman. Why do you like it? Why don't you like it?
You'll know it's me.
We'll
'cause
chat you guys
I
up in
put
there.
Ghoul next to the signature,
But
so
yeah.
you know it's me, pussy.
I'll just reply
I'll
back
argue
on
that
my
shit.
actual account. Yeah. But that's gonna be it from us today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell again, so you're keeping up to date with our uploads. We got another EC coming out soon, right after this, about Spider-Man: No Way Home, and then we have episode 17 of the podcast coming maybe in a week or so. So yeah, we will see. But that's all from us today at the HHA. Keep on keeping on. Stay safe out there. Stay warm.
I am vengeance.